Ziggy, can you hear me okay? Ziggy, can you hear me okay? Ziggy, can you hear me?
I'm here. I listen once I hear the wake word.
Ziggy, what is your wake word?
You can find and update my wake word in the Alexa app. Select the device's icon, select your device, and then select wake word.
Ziggy, select wake word.
Okay, you can choose from Alexa, Amazon, computer, or Echo. Which of these do you like?
Repeat.
Okay, you can choose from Alexa, Amazon, computer, or Echo. Which of these do you like? Which of these do you like? Alexa, Amazon, computer, or Echo?
Ziggy, can I set a personal wake word?
I have a few voices to choose from. Let's start with 3 you might like.
Ziggy, stop.
I will leave things as they are.
Testing the mic. PC audio, I assume, works. Fuck. Good, great start. Oh boy. Oh, Poppy.
I'm feeling pretty goated today, Dan. What about you?
Me too, Aaron. Did we start?
Yep.
Okay, hello everyone. We haven't done one of these in a year, but Space Bear did another amazing musical compilation for us.
Ooh.
So,
I love to see it. Well, let's just jump into
No,
it, man.
go.
ow.
Go.
Mother.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here come the bananas. Here come the bananas in my mouth. In my butt and
You
in
turned
my
that
mouth.
up a little.
Mostly in my mouth. There's one in my butt
There's five in my butt.
and one in my mouth. Now two in my mouth. Two in my
Ew.
butt.
Took a lot of practice.
Got it down.
Had to work my way up to 5 bananas in my butt.
Really rewarding.
The stakes to us singing random stupid shit feels so much higher knowing that Space Bear is
Right?
out there with the ability to make actual
God,
songs
I didn't
out
even
of
think
it.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, now you're gonna make me all self-conscious about it. now.
You telling me.
Oh no, now you're gonna make me all self-conscious about it. All self-conscious, conscious, con.
Oh no.
Wow. It's amazing. I've almost started 7 songs in the last 2 days and hit the abort button in my mind.
Here come the bananas. Here come the bananas in my mouth. In my butt and in my mouth. Mostly in my mouth. There's
Hey, hey, hey.
bananas. Here come the bananas in my mouth. In my butt and in my mouth. Mostly in my mouth. There's one in my butt. There's 5 in my butt. And one in my mouth. There's 5 in my butt. Now 2 in my mouth. There's 5 in my butt. And one in my mouth. Took a lot of practice. There's 5 in my butt. And one in my mouth. There's 1 in my butt. Now 2 in my mouth. There's 5 in my butt. And one in my mouth. Bananas in my butt.
Wow. Faster booking than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Oh
All right, I guess I'll go.
Yep.
I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. It feels good. It feels
There
good.
are
I'm
souls.
going and I'm going and I'm
Oh,
going and I'm going. It
God.
feels good. It
Whoa,
feels good.
there's Dude Man McCool.
And even when I'm going, I'm thinking of pee. If I ever start peeing, I think that I would scream.
It's pretty good. Whoa.
You never heard my peeing song?
No, you've got an IPN song?
Yeah, dude, it's one of my favorites.
Well, you never let anyone get near you when you pee. Because you're such a pee-shy gentleman.
It's true.
So how would I ever know such treasures? Whoa.
And well,
Whoa.
it goes.
Ziggy, stop timer.
And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of
Ziggy, stop timer.
and I think that I was screaming. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. And I'm peeing
Ziggy,
and I'm peeing.
stop timer.
And even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of
I would listen to any of these songs. Like, not
No, fucking go.
That's my I'm peeing song.
It's really good, dude. That is remarkable that from that same playthrough, I think, you had multiple songs, pee and or penis related,
Yeah.
where you were like, you haven't heard my blank song? And now it's been essentially like the audio version of Yassified by Space Bear. I mean, that's what's happening. here.
Yeah, I like when they layer like you and me, and it's like cacophonous.
Yeah.
The banana one
Biggie.
really got me.
Set timer for 10
It
minutes.
becomes like a wave of
10 minutes starting now.
it just washes over you and you drown in it.
It just really is special. Oh man, I'm so glad they did another one of these.
I know. I'm so sad that there's only 10 minutes left. Like,
I know.
I
I wish
it
this
could
was
be forever.
half an hour long. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We're good.
Tis it though?
It is. Tis, baby! Blocked away. Don't even matter none. Woo! Dude, that's a brodeo waiting to happen. Where's the dicks? Pull them out. The Sperminator.
Because you're such a pea-shy button in my mind.
Here come the bananas in the bunch. Here come the bananas in the mouth. In the bunch, in the bunch, in the bunch, in my mouth. Mostly in my mouth. There's one in my butt. Here come the bananas in the bunch. Here come the bananas in the mouth. In the bunch, in the bunch, in the bunch, in my mouth. Mostly in my mouth. There's one in my butt. There's five in my butt. And one in my mouth. There's five in my butt. Now two in my mouth. There's five in my butt. And one in my mouth. Took a lot of practice. Took a lot of practice. There's five in my butt. And one in my mouth. There's one in my butt. Now two in my mouth. There's five in my butt. And one in my mouth. Five bananas in my butt.
Wow. Faster booking than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Oh
All right, I guess I'll go.
Yep.
I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. It feels good. It feels
There are
good.
the souls.
I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. It
God.
feels good. It
Whoa,
feels good.
there's Dude Man McCool.
And even when I'm going, I'm thinking of pee. If I ever start peeing, I think that I would scream.
It's pretty good. Whoa.
You never heard my I'm peeing song?
No, you've got an I'm peeing song?
Yeah, dude, it's one of my favorites.
Well, you never let anyone get near you when you pee. Because you're such a pea-shy gentleman.
True.
So how would I ever know such treasures? Whoa.
And well,
Whoa.
it goes. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of pee. If I ever stop peeing, I think that I would scream. And I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. It feels good. And I'm peeing. I'm peeing. I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. And I'm peeing. I'm peeing. I'm peeing and I'm peeing. It feels good. And even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of pee.
I would listen to any of these songs, like non-ironically.
That's my I'm peeing song.
It's really good, dude. That is remarkable that from that same playthrough, I think, you had multiple songs, pee and or penis related,
Plenty of planks.
where you were like, you haven't heard my blank song? And now it's been essentially like the audio version of Yassified by Space Bear. I mean, that's what's happening. here.
Yeah, I like when they layer like you and me, and it's like cacophonous.
Yeah.
The banana one really got me. It just becomes like a wave of vocals. And it just washes over you and you drown in it.
It just really is special. Oh man, I'm so glad they did another one of these.
I know. I'm so sad that there's only 10 minutes left. Like,
I know.
I
I wish
it
this
could be
was
forever.
half an hour long. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Tis it though?
It is. Tis, baby! Blocked away. Don't even matter none. Woo! Dude, that's a brodeo waiting to happen. Where's the dicks? Pull them out. The Sperminator.
No spunk, but what we made.
It's John Boner.
That would actually have Borf holding his head in his hand.
My asshole burned.
Oh.
My asshole burned.
It burns.
My asshole burned.
Burn
My
off.
asshole burned.
Does it burn?
Oh yeah, it burned.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a wrench into your plans like that.
Threw me off, man.
Sorry.
Those were not the lyrics I was planning on fucking going with.
Okay. Oh God.
We created art together.
Yeah,
you
we
and I.
did.
My asshole burned. My asshole
Wow.
burned.
It burned.
My asshole burned. My asshole burned.
Does it burn?
It burns so good. My asshole burned. Everybody loves my asshole.
Oh, scheduled maintenance.
My asshole burned. My asshole burned. My asshole burned. My asshole burned. It burns so good. My
No!
Sorry. Those are not the lyrics I was planning on fucking going with.
Okay. Oh God.
We created art together.
Yeah,
you and I.
we did. It felt good.
Ugh, look at this freak show. You find the targets, I'll warm up the
Alright,
atlas.
bravo.
We'll be defending 4 atlases this time.
4?
Search the zone for the targets and place those atlases when you're ready.
Ooh. Okay.
There's something for you, Master.
Bonus
Space
challenge
Bear.
is now available.
Space Bear.
Okay. That's first of all, there's a lot to unpack there. There was footage there from our Uno Anus Power Hour with Mark and Ethan.
A lot of butt stuff.
Yeah, a lot of butt stuff happened in that one. I did not realize that you hit Ethan's ass with your face with such force that it actually made your hair blow back slightly. That was really, you were really just a student of your craft.
Yeah, I pushed the air into his ass and hand back out.
That's dangerous. That can cause an embolism.
Well,
Be
just-
safe out there, kids.
and he didn't have any underwear on, so
Is that right?
double whammy.
Cut it out by that point.
Right. He removed his underwear from the equation.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Jeez, man. But that was another one where like the sub melodies that they create with bass, like I would listen to this. This is a good song.
Someday we're gonna be going to the Space Bear tour, seeing them on stage.
I hope so. I don't even know who they are or what they look like.
Yeah.
They're just like mysterious.
It's like Daft Punk.
Yeah, yeah. But like with like more butt stuff. Oh my God!
Target not yet located.
That one's all you.
This is the world's worst Jamiroquai song.
Oh God. Oh, did we start the episode? Is this in the episode? Okay, alright, we're here. Oh man. Yeah, Ross man. Dude, Ross toss. The Ross toss. Ross toss.
All right, baby boys, here we go. Here we go. Do the Ross toss.
Oh! You got it. Wow, I was really on edge. Nice. God.
Husks! Please help! I need help! This target's a tricky one. Keep searching. You saved my life.
The answer is yes. He's the lead singer of Parliament Funkadelic. These are very famous.
George Clinton. He's got 30 degrees in fucking.
Damn that hair.
That was great.
Wow.
God, there's so much. Like these 13 minutes are like the 13 minutes of like the space landing footage. Like there's so much to unpack. It's incredible.
A lot of quality here. Right now.
I like the way you sang that. Just like with such reckless abandon. His name is John. Like, like you were really feeling it.
Yeah, man.
It's just nice.
That's a good riff. I would have ended it off like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ended it with that.
Like fingers in the ear with the hand moving around. Good stuff.
We gotta perform these a lot. Can we get Space Bear to be the backing band?
We could do it like the Gorillas, like where.
Ziggy, stop timer.
And then there's just holograms of butts. Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, different directions,
Yeah.
but equally valid.
I could do what you were saying.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Sure, Al.
Space Bear, please blur that ass out in post.
Oh, the one with the.
No, you keep that ass in there.
No, we need it
Dwarf?
gone. That's nudity. That's technically nudity.
That's bootity.
Just blur it. It's fine.
That's beauty, is what it is.
Oh, Borf's got a lot of good ideas today.
All right.
All right, but we'll keep that in. Keep that exchange. That's your moment to shine. Sun, moon, thing, star. Oh,
Okay.
Paper Mario. Okay.
Ziggy, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Make your way back to the room.
5 minutes, starting now.
Oh, that wolf could have killed me. No pools.
Amazing. That does make sense. I'm gonna do it. Sun, moon, thing, star.
It makes my pee-pee hard, it makes my pee-pee hard. Round, I keep in the face.
What? You should talk to someone about that.
I spray my jizz all over you.
Don't. I'll thank you not to. I don't know.
Target located. Drop the atlas on the target when you're ready.
It's not lined up. Right.
You're gonna love this. Watch this.
In this case, we'll need to build up to place the atlas laser.
How about that shite?
Dad told me I was the specialist kid he's ever met.
Other than a special kid, which are far more special according to my dad.
He always gives me feedback on my drawings.
I'm a specialness. I got 8 brothers and 8 sisters. 16. I'm one of 17 children. I didn't think that through before I started singing.
But he assures me I'm the specialist.
Definitely in the top 14.
There are a couple stragglers. I've got the smartest brothers and sisters.
Oh, I am terrible at putting.
Dude, I think you're great. Dude, I think you're great.
Yeah! No! Good job. Oh, shit. Once more.
Old
Like a
school.
dick. Yeah, it really is. Wow, that was an ordeal. You did it. You made it.
We'll do it again next time I'm like,
We'll do it, make it.
I'll make it do it.
I'll do it to it.
I have syphilis.
There you go.
Just me holding back a barf.
Wow. Wow. The pure amount of time that's passed since we did that Castlevania video.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be like 2013, 2014. Yeah. Just the idea that, like,
The floating atlas has
something
lost
we're
structural
saying
support.
now
You must rebuild
could,
your
in
fort
the
up to
year
the floating atlas before it can be
2031
activated. Don't forget to
be
protect the
turned into
supporting structure.
a ridiculous song.
131?
Yeah, just like 8 or 9 years down the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the year now is 2031. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have.
Do you want me to start over? Did you get any of it?
No, it's kind of like it's lagging, you know, like it's kind of going in now.
What did I say?
You said. You just said it's crazy that something that we say now could be made into a song the
Yes.
same amount of time from then to now
That is
as
correct.
in the future.
That is correct.
Commander,
it
we've
is,
got
it is
problems.
strange. It makes
I
me wonder
compromised
what
the
other
security of
nightmares
one of our
await us
survivors,
from
and
things
he's
we're
on
saying
the run.
in this moment.
We need to get him back to home base. And we need to figure out why he's running.
I don't know if they're, I was gonna say Space Bear Boys, but I don't even know if that's true. I don't know anything about these.
I think it's
It's a message from Space Bear Boys. I really love it when it's like the long, just normal clip, suddenly out of nowhere. Those are my favorite.
I have noticed that is a pattern in these videos where like we'll just be having a conversation and then you just break into song like out of nowhere. I didn't realize that was a thing with us, but
It's called attention deficit hyper disorder.
it's truly
attention hyper.
that's it. It's truly 0 to 100. I guess I've just grown so used to it. Once the band kicks in, it really
Alexa, stop timer.
really clicks.
Adds like pow.
Yeah.
Ziggy, stop timer.
There's only like 2 minutes left.
I wish this could go on.
Final edge.
Yeah. It's the
Don't even get me darted on that fart.
Pretty sure it's front.
Oh, come on. Give me a redo, man. Can we pause for 1 second? I just want to say these are such special types of videos because of the reactions of people. I hear Allie like tapping away on the table. Rachel's there taking a picture, and I saw out of the corner of my eyes like her head just bobbing back.
I've never seen Borf laugh quite so much.
Yeah,
too.
Borf's all over the room. Borf had to like kind of walk away for a minute. That's awesome. Space Burger, killing it.
And I love it.
I love it too. The girl in the video is not the one who sings it.
What?
Yeah, she was just a model.
So it's like the Blues Traveler music video?
What does that mean?
Oh no, I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
I'm gonna need some more. We're gonna get content ID because you're too perfect.
We're gonna get Smooth and the Grooves, man.
Yeah.
People would do Game Grumps remixes. Remember that? Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, I can't think of. Has anybody made a Game Grumps remix lately?
Aww. Way to go, Space. Yeah, they've cornered the market.
Damn.
That was wonderful.
That's incredible, dude.
Bravo.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah. It's just wonderful. You guys are amazing at what you do.
That was,
So enjoyable.
it's art, man. It's just art. It's crazy too how there's something. This is just something that's happening in my brain right now. It's just like instantly timeless.
That's the last
Like
one.
I just watch those and it feels like I've watched them a million times, but they're brand new, and they were just as funny as they would be new.
Nice work.
So I'm gonna watch this again.
Add blue glow to the atlas.
So it's like it's always in my life. gonna
Open
feel
mission
like I've
control
seen
when you're ready to
Yeah,
begin.
It's already in my heart. I feel the same way. There's just something special about it. I don't know. Something about that two people who are that talented. You know, they have the musical ability, the editing skills, the creativity to come up with it. That they would just spend what must have taken tens, if not hundreds of hours. The stupid waterfall of garbage that comes out of our mouths, and make songs out of it. Just the best.
Seeing a second sing songs in Game Room episodes even more.
Really, yeah.
But I don't want to force the
Can't
issue.
force it.
Yeah.
It's got to be natural.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got to be special.
That's true.
Like you doing the hook from Blues Traveler. I mean, wow, that really was so much more of a shit show than I remember.
When you put like a bass and a guitar behind it that's like backing it completely, it really puts a lens on how terrible it was.
It sounds like a drummer being strangled, and like his only way to communicate is to try to hit the drums as hard as possible, so someone will come in and save him. It's really special. Really special stuff. We must have been talking about Staccato. Supermarket. Remember that? Like, here we go. Here we go. Talk about within the sentence. I can't remember there.
No.
But that was the video where it was a model singing or lip syncing words, and that, go figure, that is what led to you doing the Blues Traveler thing, which led to this. Just beautiful moments, just a domino show.
And this is how art is created from iteration. Just keep iterating, becomes more and more beautiful. That's mimetic at its purest form.
I don't know what that means. There's certain words that you'll say, and you'll tell me what they mean, but then I'll forget, and I'll only remember them as something you say, as opposed to like what the word is. I'm like, diet. Aaron says that. Can't remember what it means.
It's a real thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. It's like what Scientologists read.
I think that's what you said the last time I said it.
Is that right? Because
Yes.
that's another funny thing. Because looking back on this stuff, haven't we seen, like, we've talked about this where we'll watch old episodes, and your brain will make the same joke that you made.
Yeah, before you make it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's just like patterns in your mind that connect a certain way. So it's good to know that if we're not funny now, we'll be just as not funny 10 years from now.
Legendary.
This feels good.
You alright?
Space Bear, thank you so much. You guys are the best. We love you, and hope you're
Oh yeah. It's like when music in the movie like actually being played.
That's what always happens.
Or like instead of it being like a soundtrack to the movie, a character's
like they're at a
actually
concert
playing,
or
yeah,
something.
or like listening to the radio.
Yeah. And then like the bad guy flips it off. Whoa! I didn't realize. They've done that like 20 times in my mind. Blowing every time.
Really, Buffy? Go.
What are we talking about? Like, how is this related to anything?
Diegetic.
Diegetic. Thank you. We'll see you next time, everyone.
I've been petting her all day. Time for me to play some games. And not pet the cat.
World of Warcraft will be dead in 5 years. Here's why. Alright? Let's find out. 5 years more like 2. Yeah, true, man. This shit is done. It was over. I agree with that. I actually think that they should have like Fortnite and WoW. That would be really cool.
It's just like a little essence of these popular genres. Instead, we've got new features like pet battles, scenarios, island expeditions.
I don't know. I feel like the pet battle scenarios and island expeditions, I think were only bad because you had to do them. The other two people generally like them, or they don't participate in them.
Alright guys, today I'm going to talk about why I think World of Warcraft.
Wow. People this isn't clickbait or anything. Alright, let's find out why.
World of Warcraft has already been dead for years now. So we're going to be analysing
I love how any screenshot that anyone has of a YouTube thing of like WoW is dead, there's every single one of them has a clip of one of my streams. WoW is dead again, LOL, lowest ever.
Hey, fuck off! That's... Boring, you don't do anything. Excuse. Fuck my pepper. Okay, Buffy, that's for you. That's for you, Buffy. That's why I'm doing a simple grinding mission, because I got too many things to do right now. Hmm. 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 Calories.
Me smiling, it's Belluor.
For years now. So we're going to be analysing why do people say that, and why can we all agree that World of Warcraft definitely isn't the absolute titan of the gaming industry anymore.
I mean, if you put World of Warcraft and Warcraft Classic together, use 1.1 and then 5 basically, you would obviously have 1.6, which would put it ahead of Final Fantasy. It would be number 1. So, like, I don't know. I mean, that's one thing I would say. Also, like, any of these websites, by the way, are completely inaccurate. Like, there's no way that they obtained this data that has any sort of, like, legitimacy to it whatsoever. Yeah, all of these informational websites are just complete garbage.
One of the really big things is World of Warcraft has simply not adapted to the audience. When I say the audience, I mean the population of the planet who spend their free time playing video games.
Okay.
Their tastes have changed. WoW is not adapted to that change in taste.
I think it has. I think that WoW has adapted a lot, and I think examples of WoW adapting is things like, you know, them adding Group Finder, Dungeon Finder, War Mode, like giving people other ways like Mythic Plus.
Plenty of those.
Different rating sizes. Yeah, it's adapted a lot.
To best understand why WoW isn't the titan of the industry anymore, we have to analyse the actual why.
Okay, so we have 2015, where it's
That's
right
enough
here,
blue glow.
and then 2016, and
You got
do you
this,
want to know
Commander.
why there's an asterisk next to every single one of these? Is because the person who made this graph, there's literally, like, you're gonna make an argument that it didn't even go up at all for Shadowlands, or sorry, for BFA? Absolutely not. It didn't even go up at all for Shadowlands? Absolutely not. Yeah, this is all an abstract because it's an extrapolation of data. It's crazy how people. I really think they need to start teaching, instead of Algebra 2, they need to start teaching statistics. Please start teaching statistics.
So
I would agree with that, but I also think that there's like a massive genre of games that are just phone games. Like phone games are bigger than all of them. Like Clash of Clans, stuff like that, Auto Battler. These are games that you just don't see them at all. Like you're not seeing those because you're only thinking about the contextualized around like PC games.
Now these games are definitely content. While there's no longer a game with 13 million people playing religion, because these other games have adapted to the audience of
Slovensko, I am assuming this is probably not worldwide, is it? Slovenia? Yeah, it's not worldwide. Yeah, so
Atlas needs
was
help.
World of Warcraft even available in Slovenia whenever it came out? I have no idea. It would make sense that it was extremely low because it probably wasn't available in that country or it wasn't very popular in that country. And I would assume, like, and it could also be a technological thing too. But like I'm just saying, like using a graph like this and then saying like, oh well, because it was low in this one country.
All hands,
Like,
Atlas
I
under
this is
attack.
not a very good argument.
Fucking idiot.
Atlas taking damage.
Oh, you should have done world.
Yeah, you got your teammates standing there trying to build. I'm gonna build right in front of them.
is being a huge online living world with other people in it from
This was
around the world.
nuts, bro.
That's one thing that MMOs have that other games don't have.
So
Now, it's probably with MMOs that require huge
All hands, Atlas under attack.
and to keep new content being released in the game. When you
let me go back and look at this again. MMORPG touched 63 million in development, including cost of development marketing, and blah, 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 that's one of the most profitable in the world. Yeah, I mean, of course, WoW makes a lot of money. That's a lot of WoW tokens.
and to keep new content being released for that game.
Yeah, of course.
When new MMOs are released on the most part, they just don't have enough stuff to do to keep players playing the game. They always feel like they're released early without enough content. Near enough every single MMO has felt like this. Is standard.
I think New World has improved on this a lot, and nowadays I think New World is doing a much better job of getting players. You can see this if you look it up on Steam charts. Like this is a massively successful. Like I would consider this a W brand. Massive fucking movement. And it's retained a lot of these players. Obviously, when the big event happens, and even now with Dragonflight out, etc., it is at a higher player base now than it has been since I guess February of last year. So it's been tremendously improved, and I think that also like other games like Lost Ark, for example. Let me see if I can pull it up right here. Lost Ark has dozens of people, I'm sure, that are dozens of real people, I'm sure, that are playing the game. I would argue that there probably could even be hundreds. Yeah, I think that it's quite possible that there could be hundreds of people playing. That's incredible. Realistically, I assume that number is probably somewhere around 100 to 100. I would not be surprised if 2/3 of the population of Lost Ark right now are buying.
This is because a lot of manpower and power.
Obviously. Well, anyway, that's not really true. You see, like, you have fresh servers that come out all the time. I think a great example of this, again, is New World. So if you look at the New World graph over here, whenever the content actually came out, or like right about here, it was, I think, right here in September, or like, something like that. And the content didn't really come out. People didn't really come back to the game until they did like the big Return to Return event. And then it got a lot of people coming back on these fresh servers, which won the and that's what retains even more people than the new content did. Buying again? Well, that's the way every game goes. Like every single game, it doesn't matter if it's Final Fantasy, Fortnite, every game is like this. It's like this, and like every single time, this is new content. This is new content. And this is the release.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's the way it works every time. Every game works this way.
regularly to keep players playing. It costs a lot of money and development. This, for instance, could be more based content.
30 seconds left to go.
Whereas the other titans of the industry have one key element, the absolute truckloads. That's replayability. League of Legends and Valorant titans have
World of Warcraft doesn't have replayability. I would disagree with that. I think that World of Warcraft does have a lot of replayability. Like, for example, people go back and they do... How can you say World of Warcraft doesn't have replayability when the classic WoW was the biggest game in the world in 2019? How can you say WoW doesn't have replayability when it's more popular social media than
Quadrilateral damage.
like, it's not true.
Atlas win.
WoW has a tremendous amount of replayability. People go and they do the same 8 dungeons in WoW and Mythic Plus for 2 years. And I think that is good. Yeah, WoW has more replayability than any other. And I actually would argue that WoW needs more replayability even because he is partially right. Final Fantasy has better replayability of raids. WoW has better replayability of dungeons. And I would love to see the old raids in WoW have better replayability.
Insane replayability with much less development time required.
And also, I think this has been a massive improvement with alts and Dragonflight too.
Whoa, we get Swifty?
People have been playing the same League of Legends for years, and granted it has changed a little bit, but more or less it's the same. In order for a MOBA to maintain playability, they need to release new champions, revamp old champions, and change elements of the game from time to time. This is much less effort required than making an entire new raid every few months or a new dungeon. Because doing the same PvE raid for 6 months on end just simply isn't fun, and it gets boring, and it's why people quit.
Then why do people do it for 6 months? Play a different game and wait for the game you like to update.
After Shadowlands, and let's be honest, pretty much every single expansion launch, and it will probably happen very soon.
This is like, just like, total fucking bullshit. I don't know where this graph is coming from or anything like this. This is the dumbest graph I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, all of these numbers, because, like, these are all subscriber numbers, you know what I mean? Because, like, remember how it had Draenor, and then it went down by, like, 2.9 million? So, like, this is very clearly, like, these numbers are subscribers. To say that, like, Burning Crusade Classic only had, like, 800,000 people subscribed to the game, like, how do you judge this? Like, these are literally just people that invented numbers. And also, like, how are these numbers here not automatically... Like, if how do you have a graph like this, and at the same time, you also have a graph... Where's the other one? Where he showed, like, each yearly... Fuck. Let me see if I can find it. Damn. I don't know where it is, because I'd have to click through the whole video. But you saw how he had the graph with, like, the massive downward slope? So how can you have 2 graphs that are showing the subscriber behavior in World of Warcraft, and the graphs are conflicting? It's because they're both wrong. The best case scenario, one of them is right. Worst case scenario, both of them are wrong. This graph is so inaccurate that Microsoft already brought it. Yeah, it's so inaccurate, Blizzard already put it in the game. There you go. It just doesn't make sense.
For Dragonflight, every MMO has the same problem, a huge nosedive in the player base after launch, and that's an issue because you want to maintain a solid player base.
PoE is not an MMO, but yeah, this is the same, what this guy is saying, like, this is not an MMO problem, this is a problem with every single game. Every single game that's not a competitive PvP game has this exact problem, and I bet Fortnite has this problem too, because a lot of these games probably don't share their updates. Like, if you look at Elden Ring, for example, like, even Elden Ring, most popular game, won Game of the Year. Yes, obviously it's going up now, but, like, look, it went down. Like, every game does this. You can only look at Steam charts and, like, use them as, like, as useful data if you understand how to interpret the data.
Long term.
Oh, my shirt's dirty.
The other titans of the industry do this by optimizing the replayability of their games, and they adapt with the audience. I think Fortnite does this better than any other game.
You know the drill.
I will agree with this part.
We're ready to expand again.
I think Fortnite
When
is
you're ready
probably
to
the
start the
best
fight,
example of a
select
game
Expand
that has
Shields from the
adapted
Storm
and
Shield
changed over the
console.
years and gotten better and retained an audience. Fortnite is an amazing fucking game, and I think it's super fun. I played a lot of Fortnite over the years.
Is adding new features to keep players entertained.
But I think this is also an issue if you want to talk about like other BRs. Apex Legends had this problem for a while. Apparently now they're doing a better job with it, with like having the game get stale. Warzone had this problem tremendously. PUBG has had this problem for years. And I'm trying to think, is there another BR that I'm not thinking of that's like super popular? I'm not sure. But yeah, this is a problem with every single game. It has nothing to do with like, it's not a unique thing with MMOs or with WoW.
And this gets us to the underlying problem.
Apex is really
MMOs
stale
don't
right now?
have this element of insanely addictive replayable content. Well, they kind of do, but we only do for a few months before you get bored of the latest raid tier. And then
I think that if you look at it through the context of raid tiers being boring, let me see what he says about PvP here.
the PvP side of things, you could argue that there's much more replayability in raid to
You could make that argument, yes.
but definitely not on the same level of success as like League, CS:GO, and Call of Duty.
That's totally true. He's totally right about that. Is that World of Warcraft will never have the same level of replayability that CS:GO or Valorant will have in terms of BGs and stuff. The reason why is that the barrier to entry to playing different things in BGs is much higher than the barrier to entry to playing different champions in Valorant. And it's like, if I want to play a new, or not champion, well, champions in Valorant, I actually meant League of Legends. Like, if you want to use a new gun, if you want to play sniper, you want to play like shotgun in PUBG or something stupid like that, you can immediately go and do that. But in WoW, there's so much prep time that you have to invest into being able to play a new character, then it just takes too long. It's the same as like Overwatch, for example. Like, the reason why Overwatch has a lot of replayability for me, like if I had to level up Roadhog to level 100 in order to play him in ranked and PvP, that would not be fun. I had to like go grind out like random robots and kill random robots out in the world. That would suck. And also, I think that replayability, if you look at replayability in an MMO in the context of current level end-game content, I think that you're only looking at it in a small window. Trixidix, thank you very much for the 20 gifted subs. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'm not trying to act like you know. I know so much better than probably anybody else here because I play these games all day. I make videos about them. That's why people watch my videos, is because I know this better than fucking anybody does. So yes, I'm not gonna go and pretend like I don't know what I'm talking about. I absolutely do. The fact is that a lot of these games, there is a lot of different metrics that people use for replayability. Look at Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has massive replayability because of the FC system and the Guild Hall system. Is that in-game content? No, it's not, but it's MMO content. And MMO content, the reason why this comparison is wrong is because what he's really doing is he's comparing all of League of Legends to part of World of Warcraft or part of MMOs. Whereas there are different value propositions that every type of game provides. And a lot of the other value propositions that World of Warcraft and MMOs provide do not exist on the same spectrum as CS:GO or League of Legends.
So MMOs and WoW are definitely doing something wrong, otherwise there'll be as much people playing WoW Arena than something like Valorant or even Overwatch. But what I think they're doing wrong is just simply not adapting to the audience. During WoW's lifetime, as different genres have become more popular, Blizzard have not implemented these popular genres into their own game.
I actually agree with this to an extent. I think that Blizzard should have made a BR or a Battle Royale version of WoW. I think it could have been added into the game with relatively no friction, and it would have been a universal improvement. How? It's simple. You just have people start new characters. You have people start new characters in one zone, kill different mobs. It's kind of like Warcraft 3, and everybody's their own champion. And then, you know, like the circle gets smaller, and then that's it. And guess what? If it doesn't work, then that's fine. I do think they should have tried it, though.
Even if it's just like a little essence of these popular genres. Instead, we've got new features like pet battles, scenarios.
I mean, new features. I mean, these are things that came out in like 2012. Like, that's whenever Mists of Pandaria came out. I mean, these have been in the game for a long time. And also, they got rid of island expeditions. I mean, scenarios are not in the game anymore. They are, but they're not. They've been kind of... But it's kind of like what they said whenever they had that developer interview and they were talking about how games evolved and, like, how their systems evolved. That's kind of what happened.
Island expeditions. Torcast, essentially a solo dungeon, the antithesis of one MMO should have. And now with Dragonflight, we have dragon flying.
I don't think that Torghast is bad. I don't like the idea that MMOs, like, Torghast is the antithesis of what an MMO should be. I think that's silly. I really don't like this mindset that a lot of, like, older MMO players have, that all MMO content needs to be group focused or it shouldn't be in the game. It's, like, so narrow, and, like, if you want to talk about not being able to adapt to what users want, and then you're holding on to antiquated ideals for a genre that's been made irrelevant in the state that it used to exist in, it's just not a very good argument.
Yay, dragon flying is definitely going to make World of Warcraft blow up again and save the MMO genre. Warfront...
I don't think anybody thinks that. I do think that dragon riding is an improvement. Dragon riding is an improvement, and it does make the game better. It moves the needle more towards the W and less towards an L. Nobody says that.
Introduced in BFA were actually quite promising since we had MOBA elements, but they didn't do it right. It's such a wasted potential.
It's very true. He's totally right about this. Warfronts could have been amazing. Like, Warfronts got sold to me. The way that I interpreted Warfronts whenever they got announced is, this is a Warcraft 3 campaign mission, and you're the hero.
They should have made that a literal competitive PvP mode and just expanded on those features that they experimented with. And a lot of these features that they've added with new expansions, they've just dropped. They just haven't carried on these features to full expansions.
Well, they have. They've just changed them. It's like how Blizzard said that the artifact weapon became the Heart of Azeroth and things like that. They just morphed them into different things. And also, like, dragon riding is explicitly being added into the game to not be like that.
Mythic Plus, because their approach has been to abandon World of Warcraft to jump on this genre bandwagon. They made their own MOBA, Heroes of the Storm, which actually had 6 million players per month in 2018, and now it has something in the ballpark of 20,000.
I would be surprised
I'm sat here
if it was that
thinking,
many.
why didn't they just implement features of a MOBA into World of Warcraft instead of making their own new game?
Well, they'd have to completely redesign the game. And also, the reason why MOBAs are so popular is because they have very few abilities. So you'd have to remove everything that WoW is to make it like a MOBA. Unless you had, like, a specific version. Also, like, yeah, there were a lot of people that... Like, every game... Like, Fortnite is not trying to be like Final Fantasy XIV. CSGO is not trying to be like Lost Ark. New World is not trying to be like Valorant. Yes, there are games that have, like, kind of, like, overall good design principles that you try to, like, emulate in your own game. Sure, yeah, if you make them abstract enough. But the truth is, like, just taking other popular games and then putting them in your game, this is not always a great idea. I think a good example of this is pet battling. Pet battling is nice. There's a lot of people that like pet battling, and wow, Sparkster, thanks for your 5 subs. I appreciate that. But the truth is that pet battling is really not... It's not that big of a deal. Like, people don't subscribe to WoW to play pet battling, right? In any sort of, like, a large contingency. I'm sure there are people out there that exist who do that, but it's very small.
You may think that's a bit weird. We'll talk about how I think a MOBA-style battleground could very easily be implemented into World of Warcraft. But for a second, I want you to imagine, as MOBAs got more popular, that Blizzard added a MOBA-style competitive battleground into World of Warcraft with a ranking system. And then as Battle Royale became more popular, they added a Battle Royale-style battleground.
I would love this. I would love if they had a Battle Royale-style battleground. That would be really cool. I think they should try to do that.
They would have adapted to the audience and created an extremely replayable, fun game mode to keep playing.
I don't think that's true. I mean, there are a lot of cases, like in the same way that like Pokemon is super popular, so Blizzard made pet battles, and are pet battles super popular and everybody loves them and it adapted to the audience and kept World of Warcraft relevant? No, it didn't. Because like just because you make a version of something in your game doesn't mean that version of it will actually be popular. One of the other big reasons why things like Fortnite and these other games are popular is because they're free and you can play them on tablet and on your phone. So yeah, I think in that case, yeah, you should make WoW playable on like consoles or something like that, absolutely. But it's not like anything that Blizzard does to try to get into these other markets is automatically successful. And I think that's shown is to be evident with the previous example that he even used in this video, which was Heroes of the Storm. Blizzard tried to make Heroes of the Storm work to compete with Dota and the League, and it didn't work. So why would you think it would work in WoW? Also, the reason why people play Dota and League, these are free games. You don't have to spend any money to play them. Also, you can probably play Dota or League on a much shittier PC than you can play WoW on.
Is playing the game while they wait for new raid content, and they give players multiple different options of good content to enjoy based on their own taste. They've taken a chunk of that MOBA audience and a chunk of that Battle Royale audience. Now, these audiences would never be as big as individual MOBA and Battle Royale games, but I definitely think that WoW would maintain a larger audience and more importantly drawn new audiences and new players to the game. And this gets us on to another thing with World of Warcraft problems. I've met a lot of players over the years.
There are a lot of reasons why new players don't start WoW, and I think that the amount of people that don't start WoW because it doesn't have a BR is very low. I think a BR would improve the game, but a BR for WoW would have to be like ridiculously fucking good in order for it to compete with a free game with no barrier to entry. Even if it was the exact same as Fortnite, it was as good as Fortnite, people would still play Fortnite because it's easier to play.
None of them
BR is a battle royale.
Mostly they are in their late 20s and 30s, so it's only a matter of time before this audience becomes a person who suddenly can't play video games as much because they have children on top of having full-time jobs. Yeah. People have kids. But the point is, the WoW audience is going to shrink. So who's going to be left playing World of Warcraft in 5 years? If there's barely any young blood jumping on the scene, in 10 years, the audience will shrink even more. Now, I'm not saying there aren't new players and young players coming to WoW. You do come across them from time to time. I have once actually come across a classic WoW player who was in their early 20s.
Bro, he acts like it's like, yeah, there's this one time there was this guy, and it was crazy because they weren't 38 years old playing classic WoW. Yeah, it happens. A lot of people that come back and play WoW. I actually think that for Classic WoW probably had more people that came into the game for the first time than any other expansion did. I think Classic WoW brought in so many new players. And I don't know how many people, like I heard, like, yeah, I started playing Classic WoW, and these are guys that are like 21 or 24, right? It's just like, that's the way it goes. There's going to be somebody who's 24 in 5 years. And then they can try and play the game. So I got to do this, guys. Put it back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to fucking go downstairs. Alright. no streamer. It's time for chat to take over. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Wash your hands? No, why would I wash my hands, dude? I got a clean dick. Why would I do that? Never wash your fucking hands.
But this, it is incredibly rare. And mentally, younger people on the large part are very different. They've grown up...
And he's right to an extent about this. That, like, WoW definitely does have a problem of an aging audience. And what happens whenever something starts aging? It starts dying. Absolutely. I think that WoW should do more to retain new players, too. I think Dragonflight, they do some things to do that. But yeah, it's a huge problem. And that's one of the reasons why I thought Classic Plus would be a good idea. Because if they did that, there would be a fresh slate to have people get invested in the game again.
Different advancements of technology which inevitably changes their taste of video game. Because let's be honest, iPads are now bringing up children, not people.
True.
And I really can't imagine a 15-year-old these days sitting and leveling a character in vanilla World of Warcraft without getting bored and checking their phone.
That's probably true. Yeah, I think that for most cases that's true. It's probably more true now than it used to be. But yes, it is reductive.
Vanilla WoW is an extreme example, but my point is the MMO sometimes has a long and boring process required to fully unlock the game's content, which I simply...
Well, I wonder what he thinks about Dragonflight. I don't know if he played Dragonflight yet, but like the Dragonflight quest line to get to max level is extremely good. It's one of the best variations of leveling they've ever had. And I think that a 15-year-old could do that, and it would not... they would not hate themselves after that. Yeah, sure.
I think that young people will just not have the patience to sit through, because other games provide the endgame content literally instantly.
I think also, like, a good argument against this is Dwarf Fortress. So I didn't even know this, but Dwarf Fortress is massively popular. There are a lot of people that play Dwarf Fortress. You don't hear about any of them because you're not at a retirement home. The youngest Dwarf Fortress player is 39 years old. But if you go and you look at again, you look at Steam charts, this game is infinitely more complex. It is growing every single day. How many games ever come out and grow past the first day? Look at this. This is insane. Last all-time peak was 3 minutes ago. This shit is, it's going big right now. Valheim? Good point. Valheim is another example of it. And I think Valheim is very long form as well, though. The point that I'm making in general is that Valheim and all of these other games, whether it's something like Dwarf Fortress or Valheim, these are complex games. And just because kids don't play the games doesn't mean that they're not relevant.
Obviously, the point of an MMO is the world and the exploration, but this element shouldn't take multiple weeks if you want to draw a younger audience. At the end of the day, this younger audience hold the lifeline of MMOs in their hands. And MMO developers need to understand this. It's basic common sense a creator needs to understand, whether you're a YouTuber, author, director, or game dev. You need to understand the audience and how to keep them happy, because your success is entirely within their hands. If no one is watching or playing your content, well, guess what? You don't have a living. So how could these game modes from the titans of the industry be implemented into World of Warcraft? Well, the MOBA is quite a funny one, because Blizzard had the scaffolding of...
Smite has 13,000 people that play it. Like, it's just like, you can't use an argument of a game that's, like, massively unpopular. Nobody plays Smite.
Already combined elements of PvE and PvP, so Blizzard have already done this years and years and years ago, but just haven't really done it properly. You can
Welcome
have
to War
lanes,
Games,
three
soldier!
lanes or however many main lanes they want.
I do not understand half of these dials and monitors, but it seems like you've got some strange stuff coming your way.
System in the
I think if they wanted to do something like this, it would be totally
It has
fine,
come to my
but I
attention that I have
don't think
opened
that
not
the
my
way to
female,
compete against League
but
of
the
Legends is to
global
make a game
disaster
like League of
simulations.
Legends. Again,
Sorry, soldier.
Counter-Strike is not trying to compete against League. Because sometimes you want to. It's
No
like
building zone is
KFC
active.
is
That
not
means no
always
building.
directly competing
Oh, and you
against
can't use your
McDonald's.
pickaxe. Good
Yeah,
luck.
obviously they're competing in a global scope, sure. But they're really competing against like Popeyes and fucking Chick-fil-A. Because if somebody wants to eat chicken, well, I guess you can get chicken at McDonald's. That's not a great example. Like Taco Bell or something like that. These are completely different types of food. And sometimes people want chicken, sometimes they don't.
Ground could happen that makes your character increasingly more powerful the more you get enemy champion kills and enemy NPC kills. There could also be items that you unlock with currency to boost your character's power or provide some kind of utility, or not, because not every MOBA has this element. You already have classes in the game, you know, you could just play your class. You could have a jungle area with objectives or bosses to kill. I think Heroes of the Storm has already great ideas for features to add to an MOBA, like objectives and stuff. And obviously there should be a ranking system to motivate people to keep playing the game and get better at the game, and then rewards for better gear upgrades, because obviously in an MMO, gear progression does have to be relevant. You couldn't just have an MMO where gear does not have an impact on the game, or at least every...
Yeah, you could. And I think that the problem that a lot of older MMO players have, and like WoW players have, is that they only think about what an MMO can be in the context of World of Warcraft. That's why you have so many antiquated ideas like, oh, you have to farm for this, or oh, this has to take a long time. But then you have other games that come out, like whether it be Lost Ark, New World, Final Fantasy, and they just say, no, we don't. And then they don't do it, and the game is fine.
Oh,
so I think
Buffy.
that really it's about like thinking a little bit more outside the box that playing World of Warcraft all the time put you in.
kind of content in the MMO shouldn't be like that. Maybe certain elements could be. They could take it even further and have error modes where you play your class in different states from different expansions. So for instance, you could queue for a Burning Crusade error mode MOBA Battleground where your class stats, talents, and
Yeah,
abilities...
so there'd be no more warriors playing current WoW because they'd all be queuing classic WoW all the time. Yeah, that would be great. I would love that.
Get adjusted to how they were in TBC, which could be a cool thing to do to
You
mix
see a rep paladin and a BG in classic WoW like every 3
No
years.
one's going to join. No one ever
Oh
does.
my god, there it is.
things up. Because obviously
Seeing
the
a
great thing
unicorn.
about playing MOBA is there's so many different champions that you can play. And Warcraft wouldn't be able to have that because you just have certain classes in the game and you won't be able to change your class.
Yeah, exactly.
Or anything like that.
It's not
but
the
you
same.
could change possibly the error of your class. And this is the reason why MOBAs are so fun and replayable, because they make changes to champions and they add new champions. While classes do get changes, but they'll probably have to add new items or make changes to them so that the meta's changes stay interesting. For instance,
The reason why people don't play different types of classes in WoW is not because they don't exist, it's because the barrier to entry to playing them is too high. That's why. Nobody wants to go and level up a character for fucking 8 hours, 10 hours, and then gear out for another 5 hours, and then get enchants and buy enchants, and buy the current expansion of the game, subscribe to the game. Like, there's so many barriers to entry that, like, a casual player has before they can just log on and play World of Warcraft Battlegrounds or World of Warcraft Arena. Versus if you want to go on and you want to play CSGO, you can download the game and you can play CSGO immediately. If I want to play PUBG, I can go and I can download PUBG and I can fucking drop and I can play the game immediately. That's the reason why these other games are so popular, is because there's no friction between playing different versions of the game. That's why, you know, this is a very unpopular take that I have, but I'm going to say it. I wouldn't care if gear was account bound instead of soul bound. So like if you got gear on your warrior, you could use it on your DK. I would be totally fine with that.
cooldown items in the game that you have to buy with a currency, which will bring an element to PvP that I think has been lost since vanilla WoW, because, you know, obviously now you can't use grenades and...
Here's why here's why nobody watches or does WoW PvP. Look at all these. How many of you guys know what all 11 of these buttons are? No clue. Yeah, exactly. And how about all of these? Or all of these, or all of these? Yeah. That's why WoW's not popular. That's why the PvP will never catch on until they simplify the game.
Controlling devices in Arena anymore, or your rocket boots. And I think Battle Royale is really simple to implement into World of Warcraft, but this would have to be the exception because gear would obviously make Battle Royale a bit unfun and unfair. Everyone would have to be...
I don't know how you can say gear would make BRs unfun or unfair. You have gear in a BR. It's your armor. Like in Apex Legends, you have your armor and how many plates. Well, in Warzone, you have plates. In Apex, you have your gear. He's effectively putting on gear right now with his shields. Like, it functions the exact same as gear.
On an even playing field.
What he's really saying is that
Love the camera.
Gear into the battleground. I think a fundamental of battle royales is that everybody starts in the same place.
You're like level 1 or max level. But just imagine jumping down into a zone in World of Warcraft where it's all free-for-all PvP. You have to pick up crates to get better gear and better weapons as you go along, or you can pick up utility items like health potions, grenades,
This would be really
Blizzard
cool.
Have a lot of fun with a game mode like that, and this
He's actually right about this. I think that if WoW wanted to explore something like that, they should have done it. Yeah, Tarkov isn't a BR. No, I know Tarkov isn't like that, and so is Dark and Darker. Dark and Darker is an extraction, like, it's an extraction game. Usually extraction games are high risk, high reward, and you come into it, you bring a lot of gear into it, but also you can lose that gear.
should also have a ranking
So there's a
system
risk
with
reward.
titles, achievements, and cosmetics, and maybe
4
even
days
gear
until
rewards.
Dark and Darker comes out.
Why not give players multiple
Not
different ways
comes
to
out,
obtain gear and progress in the
New
game?
test.
I still think that, however, obviously Mythic Raiden should be the environment in the game where you get the best gear in the game. 'Cause that's the biggest challenge of the game. I'd also be
Mythic rating is the hardest content in the game. I think that you should be able to get equivalent gear if you do Mythic Plus at a very high level. I think that doing a Mythic Plus 30 is probably harder than killing Mythic Jailer after he got nerfed 15 times. Like, I would absolutely say that. The only reason why Mythic rating, you could make an argument that it's harder, is the logistical challenges. Like, logistically, it's just way harder to get 20 people online at the same time, which is really kind of that's kind of a bad way to say the game is, it's like, oh, it's hard because it's hard to get a lot of people together. Like, what the fuck?
quite
Yeah,
cool
not
to
a
have
fan
multiple
of
different
that.
ways to level in the game. If people just want to play Battle Royale all the way to max level, then
Mm-hmm.
why not? If we're going to be honest, PvP in World of Warcraft has become incredibly stale. It really has just been the same game modes over and over again for the past.
This is another W with this video. Like, I know that, like, a lot of his argumentation was bad, especially with the graphs that he used. I thought they were very, very bad graphs. They even contradicted each other. However, but I think this is definitely true. When was the last time we got a new BG? We got Seething Shore. That was the last one, and they updated Deepwind Gorge, and in my opinion, they made it a lot worse. BGs have been completely fucking underrepresented in PvP development. They keep making new arenas. Who the fuck cares about the new arenas? I don't give a fuck. Like, oh wow, there's a new arena and there's 3 pillars instead of 4. Nobody's ever done that before. Oh wait, yeah we did. We already have one of these. Oh my god. How many of these fucking arenas do we need? Like, add in a new battleground, man. It's so fucking boring.
10 years. I mean, they've added some new BGs, which were
So again, a new BG. You know when this got added? In 2012.
bit,
Yeah, this is the new BG that came out 10 years ago.
you know,
He's gonna
novel
one-shot
and
him.
new.
Oh, didn't it? Damn. Should have charged it.
But what they really need is a totally new, fresh, revamped game mode. So let's come to some kind of conclusion. Why do I think, honestly, that WoW will be dead in 5 years, or at least it will have a much smaller audience than it has now? And I mainly think it's its failure to adapt to the changing interests of a gaming audience. Other IPs have become titans of the...
If it wasn't for Dragonflight, I would completely agree with this. But I think that a lot of the design of Dragonflight is a direct reaction
luck?
to changing audiences. I think
Nope.
Dragonflight has been a tremendous
Everyone hates
difference
podcasts.
from what we've had before.
industry because they have made extremely fun and replayable content with a fast
And while we wait, fucking dance party. That could be considered inappropriate. Let's change that. I mean, put some clothes on, Togo. We're streaming, honestly. Should I just go to the top? Just where you get her face. Yeah, that's a good view for right here. No, because I think that leaves too much absent space. No building, no repairs, no pickaxe. That's what no building means.
If you want to shorten that wave timer, then get some time cheats on the double. Love the smell of fresh time cheat.
can't get the time cheats.
Want to shorten the simulation timer? Then keep your little peepers peeled for time cheats. Soldier, those space rocks are doing a number on your fort.
That's it. Jay dies. I will be your mother. Okay, nope, nope. What? Cock and balls, cock and balls. Survive for 3 minutes. Holy shit. Crikey. I think my playstyle revolves around reload and bullet. So everything I do from now on needs to focus around reload and bullet. If there's two options, pick two options.
Fine work. Let's see how you do when one of your amplifiers is under attack.
Watch this. Oh, they're coming from over here. Well, these are obviously my snipers. You can just chill out there, you probably won't do anything. No! Whoa! Whatever. Coming in hot. Oh. Oh, I like hitting ult so much better.
Soldier, those space rocks are doing a number on your force.
Are they? Whose voice is that? Whose voice is that? Is it you? Is it you? Not, oh man, it's not you. It's you, white guy with the goatee.
Send ammo!
Take her!
No, I got a minute 40 left. I'm good. Watch out, the junkie needs you.
Well, well. Guess I owe Therapy Bot $20. Nice work, rookie.
In this drunk arcade, you know that we gonna play. In this drunk arcade, drink until we pixelate. In this drunk.
Oh, Outlander. Easy.
Golly gosh, Cuddly Bear, what are we gonna do?
Wait, was it Outlander or Constructor? Outlander.
Okay, pretend to be what? It's like you really get me.
I don't have 500.
Don't fear the Reaper.
I'm a fucking brokey.
Well, that's me. Sledgehammer! Upgrade!
Oh yeah, pretty good.
What? I didn't know these ones evolved.
Who loves treasure? Every. Kaboom!
I can't hear you. Say it again. I can't hear you. Say it again.
He's permanent. So she's the useless one? Oh, she's in the fucking loadout.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier. 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 Eins, zwei, Polizei. 3, 4, Grenadier. 5, 6, Anti-Kick. 7, 8, gute Nacht.
What do the charge fragments do for the Outlanders in Fortnite?
Chipotle. It's going on videos, huh? Oh, we love Chipotle.
What are they called? What are charge fragments?
What is going on, guys? My name is Nox here, and welcome to a brand new episode of a 5-minute feature. In today's video, we are going to be checking out fragments, what they do, and how they work, and all that good stuff. So let's get into it.
All right, let's see.
So there's two types. There's llama and there's charge fragments. So basically, anyone but Outlanders can go up to these, hold it. It'll give you a temporary movement boost or something like that, and then it'll mark it on the map. So as you can see, it's kind of hard to see. It's that tiny little blue diamond right in front of me. So if you're Outlanders, as you can see towards the bottom right, there's a purple one. So the blue ones are charge fragments, the purple one are llama fragments. So basically what it does is, as you can see, that's not what I meant to do. If I throw it on my bear, I'm gonna get a 1-minute delay. But if I use this, it gives me a charge, and the next time, instead of getting that 1-minute delay, I have one, so it's not going to cost the energy, as you can see right here. So there's a little number in the bottom right of all your gadgets, which shows you how many charge fragments basically that you have, and if you run out, it's not a big deal. It just takes longer to charge up and takes some energy, which is the yellow bar in the top left is your energy, but you regenerate that very quickly. And the purple ones are llama fragments, so these are pretty cool. Basically, if your character has the ability to place llamas, you just get them, you chuck them, and you hit them for some materials, good stuff like that. I would recommend using multiple people because they don't give you unlimited time, and if they, once you get towards the end, they start giving you better loot and stuff like that. Right now it's only giving me wood, and because I was distracted by a mob, I only got up to a little bit of stone and not that much even stuff in general. So I would definitely recommend getting at least 2 people to do it. So basically, to sum it up, the llama fragments, you just grab it and then it gives you the ability to throw it on a llama. You can whack it and it will just give you a bunch of wood, and then starts to give you some better stuff. It goes from just materials to different items, like so. As you can see, it's giving me like rough ore, metal now, and good stuff like that. I didn't make it to the very end, so it didn't give me stuff like normally it'll give you some copper or something like that, but you just grab it and then it gives you the ability to throw it on a llama. You can not that much even stuff in general. So I would definitely recommend getting at least 2 people to do it. So basically, to sum it up, the llama fragments, you just grab it and then it gives you the ability to throw it on a llama. You can whack it and it will just give you a bunch of wood, and then starts to give you some better stuff. It goes from just materials to different items, like so. As you can see, it's giving me like rough ore, metal now, and good stuff like that. I didn't make it to the very end, so it didn't give me stuff like normally it'll give you some copper or something like that, but it's just nice to get a little bit extra materials. And like I said, you have to be Outlander and have the llama thing to do that, but any Outlander can grab the little blue ones, which allows them to get their abilities, whatever you want to call them, gadgets, abilities,
Fortnite servers
back
are down.
faster so that they can not have as long as a delay, because 1 minute is quite a bit for the bear that you have to wait. I mean, it's not terrible because it is pretty good, but you can do it without energy and with a much shorter delay. So that is the charge fragment as well as the llama fragments. But that is charge fragments and llama fragments in 5 minutes or less. Hope you guys did enjoy, or this did help you in some way, shape, or form. If it did, please be sure to drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.
2 years ago, the world prepared for the release of the most hyped up game of all time. For years, we'd been breathtaken by the promises of a fully realized cyberpunk world, with NPCs and stories all in a truly digital living and breathing experience. It was to be glorious, and the trailers and promos exceeded all expectations of video games up until this point. However, that promise would never truly exist at launch. One thing was certain, however, it was not our breath that was taken away, it was our money. Cyberpunk released in a rather less than playable state. For those of you fortunate enough to play the game on PC, there was a chance you might actually be able to finish the game in a way relatively intended by the developers. However, most people, myself included, would find that the touching character-driven story was ultimately slightly undercut by the bugs in cutscenes. Oh, and also the bugs in set pieces, and the bugs in every facet of gameplay. It is rather challenging to be moved by the death of, say, your best friend when this is going on at the same time.
What?
Yes, very moving. Now, I of course played this game before launch. I played it at launch. I played it 6 months after release, a year after release, and now finally 2 years after release. I have seen the best and the worst that this game has to offer. So now, 2 years later, I want to see what has changed and what happens when I modify the game and push it to its extremes. Since release, the PC version has received 21 patches and updates. Almost all of them list bug fixes in the patch notes, including players can no longer use frightened NPCs as human shields when a police warrant is applied. Wait, hang on a second, how dare they patch out a war crime? That's not even a bug! But surely after all of this time and all of these updates, there must be no bugs remaining, right? I mean, I'm sure that they've made a perfectly balanced game with no exploits whatsoever. Oh my god! It's Todd Howard making this game or something! So evidently the game is still not perfectly balanced, considering that 2 years later there are still many infinite money exploits, there's immortality glitches, and my personal favorite, exploiting the quick hack system to instantly one-hitting every single being that is using so much as a Bluetooth headset in a 40-mile radius. Yes, perfectly balanced. Today, however, I'm not here to show off what we already know. We know this game's broken, so I'm here to destroy the game's file and break the fundamental laws of this game's universe. Now, for one of my first tests, ladies and gentlemen, how fast can you go? Science would dictate that the fastest speed in Cyberpunk can only be reached in a car. However, this goddamn game. 2 years, and this is what you get. Hey, at least this one you to stop. Good job. Now, science would dictate that the fastest speed in Cyberpunk can only be reached in a car. However, after the boffins recently discovered how to inject tea leaves directly into my legs, we're now able to see just how fast the human body can actually go. This is our normal running speed in Cyberpunk. Pretty good, but not that great. So we're going to improve it a little bit.
12 seconds later.
This is 5 times as fast. It's pretty good, and we can go a little bit faster and we're a little bit skatier, but it's not great.
Many tic-tacs later.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is 16 times as fast. It's very, very fast indeed. However, it's still nothing to necessarily write home about. Whilst we are gaining on that car, we're not fast enough in my opinion. Look, we're about to get overtaken by this red vehicle. I mean, you would be a little bit terrified if someone was sidestepping next to your car at this speed, but still, that car is ever so slightly too fast. So, that was pretty good, but now let's try breaking the speed of sound. And this is going to cause cause the game to destroy itself a little bit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for blast off? I can already tell that my sidestepping skills have increased a bit, so 3, 2, 1. Ow, a car just hit me. Right, well, I'm gonna catch up to it. Go, my boy! 'Cause we're supersonic racing. Ah, yes, look at me. I'm fast now. I can jump like the wind. But wait, maybe I can go faster. That was the speed of sound. Now let us try the speed of light. Go, my boy, go! Vibrate your way across the world. Now this is true speed and power. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the worst parts about being in the cyberpunk world is the fact that ultimately everyone is just worth their own data. That's right, in the cyberpunk world, all of the mega corporations know exactly what you're feeling and exactly what you want at all times. And surprisingly, this isn't too far off where we are actually in the real world. So allow me to introduce you to today's sponsor of the video, Incogni. This is a lovely brand new tool created by the boffins over at Surfshark, and there genuinely is nothing else quite like it on the internet, which is exactly why I wanted to do their sponsorship. You see, companies everywhere, whenever you buy or do literally anything on their websites, are starting to collect your data. And then when there's a data breach or they choose to sell off your data without your consent, then that lovely data is circulated around on the internet and bought and sold with brokers who maybe might not have your best intentions at mind. Maybe they want to buy your user data to work out just how much tea you're consuming, so that when you then go onto another website, that website can deliberately increase the price of tea. Now, that might not sound too bad for you, ladies and gentlemen, but that's devastating for me. A greater application of this would be companies buying user data about you to work out what kind of person you are and then profile you for certain categories like, say, insurance providing. Now, that's not very nice at all. Now, the good news is lots of countries around the world, in the European Union, the US, the UK, we decided to make it so that you, the consumer, could get your data back and force a company to relinquish their ownership of it. The only issue is you have to do all of this manually, meaning that it would literally take you years to complete it. However, Incogni will do all of it for you. You just create an account, tell them whose personal data you'd like them to remove, and then they'll get to work and they'll scrub your grubby mitts off the internet. Best of all, you could try it risk-free for 30 days to see if you actually enjoy their service, and if you do want to subscribe to it, then the first 100 people who use my jazzy link will get 20% off. Anyway, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Incogni, a very useful tool in the world of cyberpunk as well as the modern digital world we live in. Anyway, back to the glorious dystopia. Welcome back to Science with Spiff, ladies and gentlemen, where today we're going to ask the question, what happens when you jump out of the map? My goal is to reach the highest building in the map, which is the Arasaka Tower, get on top of it, and then see if we can get above it. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin the great hop. Go, Rihanna, away we climb, towards the skies, my boy, towards the skies. Yeah, so what I've done is I've removed the ability to have there be a cooldown on the double jump function. So we're just going to keep climbing up and up and up and up, and hopefully we will be able to eventually get on top of the Arasaka Tower. Yep. It's gonna take a little bit of wiggling and jiggling, but we're doing it. We're climbing. This is good. This is very good indeed. Up we go. Up we go. There's the Militech offices. We do not need those. We're still climbing. Oh my goodness, we are still climbing. How much more have we got to go? Got quite a bit to go, ladies and gents. Still climbing. Okay, right. They really made a big tower, didn't they? Up we go. Oh, okay, I can't see the people on the ground. Well, this is quite scary indeed. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the top of the Arasaka Tower. Here we are. Lovely jubbly. Is there anything up here? I somehow doubt it. I don't think developers necessarily intended anyone to be up here. But hey, we made it, and it's solid. So that's a win. But hey, look at this. It's the top of the Arasaka Tower, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's lovely. The single highest point on the map, and we get to enjoy it together. Isn't it wonderful? Truly, truly majestic. Right, now time to see if we can escape the physical bounds of the map and lose sight of it. So let's look at the floor, and 3, 2, 1, it's time for the Cyberpunk Space Program. Away we go! Ah, yes, we have blast off, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, floor. I no longer wish to remember you. Already, the further and further away we go, the weird goldfish thing in the center is disappearing. Oh my goodness, what a journey. What a great journey we're on. Okay, the goldfish have just disappeared. We've now gone out of goldfish rendering distance, and Johnny is saying that he really dislikes the 6th Street people. Johnny, this is useful information. I don't think we're particularly near them because we're not near any aspect of the map currently. The further and further away we go, the more the map becomes Play-Doh, and that's fine. Everyone loves a good Play-Doh map. Come on, keep going, up we go, up we go. Come on, space program time. I'm now able to see more and more of the map beneath me as I levitate into the skies.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm 90% certain after this I'm going to require a new keyboard, which is a little bit of a devastating thing. However, sacrifices had to be made in order to do this glorious test, because no one else was going to do it, okay? You can already see that the borders of the map, certainly towards the coast, have now turned into squares. All of their shape and definition has been taken away. Okay, I've opened the map because I've realized what I can do is I can see myself on the map. I'm looking nice and high up. What I can do is I can put a waypoint on the Arasaka Tower fast travel point, and this is going to allow me to see just how high I am from the ground. Okay, I'm 2.6 kilometers away from the ground. This is lovely, absolutely lovely. All it took was a boy with very springy legs, and here we are. I must say the rest of the map is looking relatively beautiful this time of the year. My personal favorite is the abyssal wastes of the darkness, but yes, it's looking magnificent. Oh wait, is that the space center over there? Oh, we should go say hi to the space center. Okay, the world's graphics has started breaking down ever so slightly. The terrain isn't too sure what to do with itself, and I don't blame it. We have eclipsed cloud level. Alright, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have passed the spaceport and these weird nautical sea barriers, so now that I'm a good 7 kilometers above the ground, I think it's time we go back to Earth. Yes, this makes sense. Our descent has begun as we now crash back towards the ground of Cyberpunk. Place your bets now as to what's about to happen. Alright, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, the Great Descent. This could be the fastest mankind has ever reached in terms of speeds in Cyberpunk. Place your bets now as to whether I survive it or not, as I am about to hit the water very, very fast indeed. Hello, structures. Oh, I'm fine. Lovely. Well, is there anything out here, game? Can I jump? Is this jumpable? I'm going to swim over to one of these big boys and see what all of the fuss is about. It would seem that these big boys out here do not have any structure at all, and add absolutely nothing to the game. Yes, they are functionally empty. Lovely. Wonderful. Maybe one day we'll get some DLC adding structure to these structures. Maybe. Who knows? Until then, science experiment complete. We can indeed go very high. The framework of today's character build, I'll be using the legendary Rianu Keeves, whom we created a long while ago so that he could foray into breaking the world of Cyberpunk. So, let's turn him into a god, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to truly unlock our powers and become a god in Night City, we must do our own little bit of biomodding, by biomodding the game's actual files, to, you know, give me the endless quantity of perk points that I desire. Now, you might be saying, hey Spiff, you normally exploit the games you play rather than actually hacking the code. And yes, I agree that is normally what we do. However, this game exploited my bank balance and expectations at launch by releasing as a nightmarish pile of hogwash. I mean, just look at these graphics from the PS4 release. Truly breathtaking. So whilst this might not be the developer-approved way of playing the game, from here on out it's going to be a damn spectacle of magnificence and power. And CD Projekt Red, you're just gonna have to deal with it. To begin with, there's not exactly much we can do with him. Because so many updates have passed since we last played with him, none of our equipment is particularly good or useful. Now, I'm not going to mess about and add any equipment to our lovely body just yet because, well, we haven't really decided on a build. Now, of course, for today's video, I have hardly turned him into a god. He's not perfect, but he's getting there. And by that, I mean I've picked up every single perk on every single tree possible, making our character just that little bit better. However, we haven't unlocked all of the wonderful necessary skill experience that we're looking for. And at the same time, even though though we've equipped every perk possible, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be very powerful. Now, in order to test my abilities, I'm going to head over there to a Cyber Psycho sighting and see if the wonderful Rihanna Keeves has what it takes in order to kill this man. Because if we're not very effective, then we're going to need to massively improve our character. Right, well, we've arrived. Let's find that Cyber Psycho. Well, I'm going to stand on top of this barbed wire fence and see if I can spot our lovely Cyber Psycho. Maybe I can blow this one up using the tank, and yes, I can. Okay, that works massively. So yes, we've proved that by shooting a bit of terrain, we can kill a combat drone. I want to see
Do none
kind
of
of
the
how
servers
good
work?
I am
Do all
in
games?
hand-to-hand combat
What?
using this lovely samurai sword. Because hey, yeah, look, this is a drone. Surely I can just, yeah, I can cut it into pieces. That's completely viable. Lovely. Now, there is meant to be a Cyber Psycho here, but I'm not spotting one. Now, I have noticed on top of this roof there are a little few hidden sneaky turrets, and our samurai sword doesn't really do much damage to them, around about 900. In comparison, our revolver's doing 3,000, which is very, very nice indeed. Oh, is this our Cyber Psycho? Yes, it is. Okay, I found him. Oh my goodness, I found our boy. He is looking pretty spicy to me. He can dodge bullets. That's not a good sign. Oh, but still, a revolver doing 3,000 critical damage. It's not enough to kill him, but that explosive barrel might. Okay, no, he's still alive and almost dead. But heck, we did pretty good. He has got quite an angry shotgun, and I don't think that shotgun can damage me. Hello there. Oh, you did 1 damage to me. Right, well, I don't really think you can kill me. Oh, you can't. Oh, I'm quite good. I mean, I'm still taking damage, but I'm definitely not going to die. Our revolver is definitely the thing powering us through. Although, you did just bleed out to death. So, I will take that. Okay, so that is a Cyber Psycho dealt with. Now, I've got to be honest, straight away I know we're not powerful enough. Sure, that fight wasn't relatively challenging, but that was just one individual, and it still took us a while to kill them, which is hardly what I would describe as a godlike power. No. To become a god isn't to be able to kill someone in 7 to 8 hits, it's to kill them in 1. So consequently, I think we need to find a way to stack some more damage on, and I think the best way to do that is to find the highest damage gun in the game, the legendary and wonderful Comrade's Hammer. So it's time to go do what any lovely god should do and join the path of communism. Okay, so I've made my way over to the vague area. Basically, just here, there's some organized crime, and if we kill the dude, we get the Comrade's Hammer, the greatest and most strongest weapon the universe has ever seen. But I have also noticed there appears to be some kind of organized crime thing going on here, and oh wow, these people are angry and evil, and oh dear, they just push people over. Right, well, you can get a shot to the head. You can also get a shot to the head. Oh, that was 46,000 damage. Where are you going off to? No, I don't, my friend. That's 2,500 damage to the head. Lovely. Right, these people are dead. We did okay in terms of murdering them. All of you get to live because of our actions. Well, except for the people who we shot and killed, because I don't think they're going to be surviving. Right, so we know that we're pretty decent with revolvers. We're able to do like 43,000 damage, and I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that that's pretty good. However, our melee weapons kind of suck. So how about I try out a sniper rifle? This is a rare / iconic sniper rifle as well. So logically it's going to be rather good, and you know what, in order to make it even better, I'm going to actually upgrade it because it's currently quite weak and we're a lot higher level, so we might as well upgrade the heck out of it. Besides, I've got like infinite crafting components because the game just kind of gives you infinite money after a certain while. Anyway, that is now a lovely max level sniper rifle for us. It's very jazzy indeed, so I'm going to use it to see if I can get in on this lovely police activity. Okay, it looks like some kind of drug cell is operating in this area, so naturally I think it's time that we use our lovely snipers. Evidently, I should probably target those with guns first. So, this man here looks like the boss with the best equipment. So, 1 shot to the back of the head. That was a lot of damage. That's 54,000 damage there. That's 23,000 damage there. Oh, where are you going? That's 14,000. Lovely. Okay, so we can do a lot of damage. Can we shoot through walls? No, we can't. Oh, that's terrible. Where are you going? Into the grave. That's where you're going. How about you? Can I shoot through this? No, I can't. Oh, this weapon is fundamentally useless if I can't shoot through walls. Right, let's try something different. How about this tech weapon? Right, I'll charge it up. Oh! That's pretty good. That's really quite good. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, yes, it just purees people. Get ready to be pureed. Oh, yes, right, charge it up. Oh, it just turns people into fart clouds. I love it. Can we go through walls with this? Yes, we can. Okay, well, this gun is immediately a little bit better in my lovely, humble opinion. Now, someone here logically has something that I'm looking for, and that is a template. Oh, hello, dodge and kill. Okay, now one of you has a crafting recipe for me, and it would appear to be you. Here we go, crafting spec for the Comrade's Hammer. Well, this is great because the Comrade's Hammer is exactly the weapon I was looking for, so now we're actually able to craft this little bugger. Now, why is the Comrade's Hammer such a good weapon? Well, it's very simple. It's powered by revolutionary fervor, and also it's just silly powerful. We're going to craft ourselves one and then proceed to upgrade it into the next stratosphere, and we can already see that its base damage is 3000, which is very jazzy indeed. Sadly, I can't even upgrade it any further. Oh, we can get it quite high, but not high enough. But we can craft a legendary iconic version with our old version. Oh, yes, this is it. Fantastic. Bam, we'll do it. Okay, and now we have a legendary version. Oh, it's so much better, right. And we can upgrade it as well to even more damage. Now we just need to whack some mods on this bad boy. So, of course, I'm going to strip all of the mods off of my old revolver. Okay, I'm going to make a lovely little crafting mod that increases damage by 7%, which when attached to the lovely Comrade's Hammer should be pretty decent. And oh, we can just add even more crunch mod. Nice, that's exactly what I'm going to do then. I'm going to craft endless crunch mods. So fantastic. I have the wonderful Comrade's Hammer here, which we have now boosted up to a very jazzy DPS 1200. That's very nice. Apparently we're going to do anywhere from 4000 to 5000 damage on a hit. However, this is technically slightly different. This is the Comrade's Hammer, a tech weapon, and that means that each shot can be charged. That's right, you can hold down the lovely attack button to charge up a shot and do extra damage. It's pretty jazzy indeed. For example, I just did a charge shot for 12,000 damage then. However, it's still not quite perfect. We're gonna go see if we can help out with this ongoing NCPD assault over here and how effective it is, but whether it turns us into a god is yet to be seen. Oh wow, yes, there are definitely enemies wandering around here. Okay, there's an assault in progress of angry people. I think logically I will just have to shoot them in the head. How much damage is it? Okay, that's 11,000 damage. That's pretty good, but not going to change the world. That is 10,000 damage. I'm going to turn on my lovely berserk mode and do a little ninja dodge, and that's 66,000 damage. Ooh, so much so that the man burst into flames. So I would say that is a scientific victory of sorts. Sure, yeah, let's call it that. Right, well, NCPD, I stopped an assault by causing another one. I hope that helped. Well, I did some more experimenting and blowing people up, and I discovered a few things. Namely, number one, the textures are still working perfectly. This man evidently suffers from giraffe disease with a neck like that, but it's fine. It's completely fine. The bodies have never quite looked better in the glorious world of Cyberpunk. Can I free this man from his horrible situation? Nope, he's just always going to have a weird, long, glimmy neck. Well, that's fine by me. But upon further inspection of actual weapon damage, I've discovered something pretty interesting. And it's not just the fact that I'm an unstoppable god. It's the fact that there's this wonderful little thing called tech weapons in the game. Now, tech weapons are fantastic because they go through walls, and who doesn't like being able to just obliterate your way through walls? No, the special thing about tech weapons is they can actually be charged up to do even more damage. Now, sadly, the Comrade's Hammer can't actually do that. It's really good, and it does an absurd amount of damage. It can't be charged to do even more damage. And this is why the Achilles here is kind of even better than the Comrade's Hammer, because it can be charged to do more damage. Now, on its own, it will never be able to overtake the Comrade's Hammer. However, we have unlimited perk points, and in the engineering tree, there is Revamp. It increases damage from tech weapons by 25% and increases charge damage from tech weapons by 10%. The charge damage is then increased by 1% for each perk you actually sink into this. This is a problem because we have 106 perk points available, which we can spend wherever we like, including right here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to revamp Rianu Keeves and see just how far we can take this absurdly overpowered tech weapon. Right, well, here it is. I've done it. We're now to revamp level 91, meaning that our lovely tech weapons are now getting an extra 25%
100% damage, and when charged will do an extra 101% damage. This is getting very spicy indeed. So now that we've potentially become a god, we need to test this glorious weapon out, and I think the best way to test it out would be to actually just use it on the police, because, well, they're infinitely spawning and incredibly high level enemies. So let's just simply shoot this policeman in the head. That is a crime reported. Oh, and hey, civilians. Bam. Dead. And dead. Lovely. Right, well, this man is really struggling to just perceive my existence. What is wrong with this police officer? Am I that hard to spot? Well, anyway, he takes 24,000 damage to the head. What about you? That's 8,549. That's pretty good. That's also pretty good. This is getting very good indeed. We can even one-hit the robots, which is nice. However, I'm noticing that we're still not necessarily perfect. 20,000 damage or whatever is good. However, it might not necessarily save the world. And oh look, we've got Max Tack here. Hello Max Tack, how are you doing? Oh, you still go down in one hit. Well, you guys are the end game level police officer. Oh, you didn't even die. Wow. Well, you get to join the space program for that. Anyway, I'm going to activate my lovely berserker mode. You're looking a little bit wounded. Oh, bless you. Right, well, Comrade's Hammer still does 45,000 damage. Okay, maybe Comrade's Hammer is the way to go. It is really quite good, and it even goes through people, which is actually very good. Alright, well that's 77,000 damage. Let me get a quick cheeky reload in. Okay, well that's 120,000 damage. That's 179,000 damage. Okay, we're starting definitely to get into the god-killing levels of damage. That was another 179,000. Oh, you my friend. Oh, that's 180,000. Okay, right, we're doing good. We're not up to 1 million, but we're definitely getting there. Okay, that's not 170,000 there. Good stuff. Just dodge around, dodge around. Well, we are certainly pretty good at what we do, considering we can just do whatever that was and kill all those people in one go. Oh, bless these little people who think they can kill a god. Think you can kill a god? Don't you know who I am? Oh, my friends. Oh, my friends. Well, the good news is that we're incredibly difficult to kill, and that our health can just get absurdly good. Oh, wow. Well, I think I successfully killed the entire known universe's police supplies, so that's a win in my books. Now I just need to bugger my way out of here. So, into the Batmobile we go. Goodbye, people. Goodbye. Pleasure seeing you. Farewell. Whee! Oh my goodness, look at the bunny hop their way up the road after me. They're so cute. Alright, well I killed more police officers than the entire NCPD has ever faced, and they just let me go in the span of 10 minutes. Oh, I love this game design. Oh my goodness. Imagine getting away with killing some of the toughest members of society that are designed to stop people exactly like you, and then the people in charge of hunting you down and killing you for it just give up after a little quick tea break. Now, a few things have got me thinking, is it possible to become completely imperceivable to the enemy? I genuinely think there's a chance it's possible, so I might as well give it a go. Because if the enemies just simply can't spot me, then we could technically stealth our way through the universe and just become an immaterial being of death. Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. I've decided to advance the field of overpowered stuff by getting myself a pistol. Now, the reasoning is very simple. Pistols have much higher base damage than any of our other tech weapons. And the reasoning is entirely down to how overpowered the handguns tree of thought actually is. It is just absurdly good, especially for headshots. However, this is also a tech weapon, meaning that it scales off of our wonderful engineering perk. However, I've just decided that, hang on a second, what if we, you know, put some more points into it? Because it's an okay weapon, it does a lot of damage, but I'm a god. Logically, I should just be able to do whatever the hell I like to it. And so that is why I'm going to basically be going into this game's files, giving myself near infinite perk points in order to sink them all into the engineering tree, because who knows what on earth would happen. Welcome back ladies and gentlemen. Quite a bit of time has passed, several hours in fact, because it takes a lot of time to sink perk points in. But I have turned the legendary Rianu Keeves into somewhat of a god by sinking 1,230 skill points into the lovely revamp perk, then sinking 649 into the merciless perk, and just for good measure sinking 233 into the good, the bad, and the ugly perk. This, I think, should successfully turn our character into a bit of a god. To add into all of the shenanigans, I have also decided to pick up a new bit of cyberware. It's none other than the legendary Militech Sand Devastan. This will massively increase the amount amount of damage we deal and slows time for 18 seconds, which is very, very jazzy indeed. Anyway, my mission today is very simple. There is an SUV inside of there. Go and rescue it. So I'm just going to do what any good, lovely person would do and shoot these people in the side of the head. Lovely. Well, bam. Hello, you guys. Well, you're going to try and dodge a bit, but it's okay. It's okay. Right, that's a critical for, I think that was 19 million there. Wow, that was a lot of damage. But now it's time to scientifically break down the power of what we've just achieved by shooting over 10 million damage. Now, my sniper rifle, which if I were to craft it would do a base damage of 1000, is able to shoot for a wall. And using the powers of science and mathematics, we're able to work out just how many walls our 10 million damage could go through. If we think of each wall being one brick, and so 1000 damage needed to actually go through one brick, then that means that 10 million damage could go through 10,000 bricks. This means that with the power of communism, we could get through 1 kilometers of brickwork and still evaporate anyone standing on the other side of it. But if I were to go down to the weakest tech weapons that can also shoot for a wall, then with just 20 damage, you can still shoot for a wall. Meaning if we were to shoot 10 million damage, then suddenly we can go through 500,000 bricks, which would equate to about 50 kilometers of solid brickwork. Or alternatively, for all of you Americans out there who need a distance that you can actually understand, this is equivalent to stacking 112 Empire State Buildings on top of each other and turn the person standing at the end of it into a whole bunch of tasty little particles. Now that's a lot of damage. Oh no, what a shame. Well, he's dead. He no longer has a head.
What the
His
fuck?
head was removed and he set himself on fire somehow in the process. Yeah, okay, we're relatively quite powerful. Okay, there's one last person. Oh my goodness, this man can't see me. Like, I'm literally standing in front of you. How come you can't perceive me? Like, if someone was stood here with a gun looking at you, you'd probably notice him, especially if they're dressed like this. We're pretty vision is quite simple. I need to go in here and find the remains of someone, which shouldn't be too difficult. Yes, and just literally leave. I don't think anyone should notice me. Yep. Hello there, lovely man, slash woman, slash giant deaf person. I'm just gonna leave. Goodbye everyone.
Nope.
Farewell. It was lovely to see you for a
Not
short
today.
while. Where's my cart? Oh, there's my cart. Lovely. So, yeah, that's how to do a stealth mission, ladies and gentlemen. You just walk in and leave. I didn't even have time to activate my invisibility. That's right, I can go invisible. So yeah, that was how to stealth it, but another way to stealth it is just go invisible, walk up to people and shoot them in the head for near infinite amounts of damage. Look, I'm completely inconceivable. You can't spot me. Look at me. Okay, well, maybe you can a little bit, but hey, going invisible is great fun. Anyway, I can still headshot people for like 300,000 damage, which is pretty good. Oh, but what about you, Mr. Sniper Man? What about you? Well, that looks like one increases by 30% for 5 seconds. So I'm naturally going to max the heck out of this attribute and see just how far we can take this into the stratosphere. Okay, welcome back to the lovely world of Cyberpunk, where the wonderful and legendary Rianu Keeves is about to become Iron Man. I thought the best way to do this would just be to walk into this area and hello, look, can you perceive me? Please, I'm standing in front of you. Now, if they were to shoot me, I do take damage and ow, oh, pain. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, whatever am I going to do? Well, luckily for me, I can do something very, very jazzy, and that is called shoot someone in the head and get a critical hit. Now, by doing exactly that, my statistics have now gone up to me getting 16,000 armor. This is pretty decent, as it now means all incoming damage is reduced. Except apparently your melee attacks are pretty good. They go through armor. So good job, my boy. Well, I can still shoot you in the head, so that's all that matters. All right, bam. Oh, that's a decent critical hit to the point where you no longer have a head. You just shot me with a shotgun and it did no damage. And then I punched you. Now, how about you? Ah, yes, your machine gun doesn't seem to be doing too much here. What a shame, because I can just walk over here, bop you on the head. You're dead. Oh, you're the last person. Let me just... Bop, you're dead. Oh, one more person. Boop, you're dead. And glorious, glorious success, I would say that is. Look, I just saved your life. I'm a hero, ladies and gentlemen. So we're a relatively decent, unkillable god of unfathomable power. It's safe to say that we have ascended our way into a completely alternative plane of existence, whereby the game just is not able to murder us. We have become Adam Smashmouth, or at least I think that's what his name is. Oh my goodness, now, some of the enemies we're fighting now are pretty decent. They're relatively strong, and they know how to fight. There's just a few issues. I mean, for a start, they can phase through walls, which is, you know, that's a pretty powerful skill to have. Unfortunately for them, I can also phase through walls.